Time to meet the men from the Ministry. Once more, we're walking the White Hallway with Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham, and the men from the Ministry, Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Throughout government service, top executives work as a team. In the General Assistance Department especially, Lennox-Brown knows that he can enter his colleague's office at any time and find him eager and ready to help.
Wake up, two. This is an office, not a doss house.
Oh. What? Oh, sorry, man. I felt a great urge to get on with some work, so I had a little nap till the feeling wore off.
This will not do, you know. If we're to help the Home Office clean up Britain, we must be vigorous, forceful, and alert.
Yes, man. Did you do that report on unseemly behaviour in the park?
Not yet, no. No, I sat in the deck chair to observe the scene, and I think I must have dozed off. I noticed a few goings-on, though.
Really?
Yeah, there were quite a few youngsters cuddling in the bushes, and one young couple on the verge.
The nation's morals have gone to pieces. Last night I saw the hall porter pinch one of the char ladies in the basement.
Yes, well, it's hardly surprising with the barrage of smut we're all subjected to.
Thank heavens we're finally doing something about it.
One job I have done is censoring London's car registration numbers.
Ah, yes, I gather they were worried about certain groupings.
And rightly so. Did you see those cars outside the Gay Liberation headquarters?
No.
The first was RU1. And the other was IM12. Well, I'm putting a stop to all that.
Good.
Stroke of 3, it's time for tea.
Ah, thank you, Mildred. We were talking about cleaning up Britain.
Did you see last night's telly? Talk about porn.
Really, Mildred?
Yeah, mind you, the sound doesn't work on our set, but Dad likes to have it on anyway. Says it saves him having to look at Mum.
Well, what was this pornographic programme?
Well, I hardly like to say in front of you, Mr. Lamb, but there were a lot of old men dressed up in frocks.
Good gracious, what was it called?
Choral Evensong.
Oh, these TV people don't mind what they show. I started to watch a programme on architecture. Had to switch off.
What for?
One of this trendy BBC chap said he was going to demonstrate new techniques with a model laid out on the table.
No. Disgusting. Do you think they'll repeat it?
No, I checked. No. Mildred, this report on car numbers, will you type it, please?
Righty-ho, sir.
Oh, and don't say righty-ho, Mildred. You know it gets on my nerves.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll type this straight away.
Righty-ho. Of course, I know why the nation's morals have declined.
It's all these vitamins in the bread.
Exactly. I've already... No, too. No. It's because young people today have too much spare time. They don't know what to do with their leisure hours.
You may be right.
You hang around getting into mischief.
Me one?
Oh, yes. Well, I've seen you on the underground, riding up and down the escalators, looking at the underwear advertisements.
Actually, I'm about to start a new hobby.
Ah, well, I'm very glad to hear it. Not beekeeping again.
No, I gave that up. It didn't seem to work in the bed-sitting room.
Well, what are you taking up?
I'm planning to enroll in the civil service art class.
Oh, well, that sounds sensible and healthy.
I'm going to see Miss Whistler at 5 o'clock today. She's the art club secretary.
Oh.
She'll tell me all about it.
Hello, Chloe Whistler speaking, Secretary, Civil Service Art Club.
Sir Gregory Pitkin here.
Oh, not the Sir Gregory Pitkin, the permanent Under-Secretary.
Is there any other? I'm ringing about your exhibition, Miss Whistler.
The Art Club annual show.
I'm interested in that large painting entitled Venus and Aphrodite Bathing.
Oh, yes. You'd like to buy it?
No, I'd like to know who the models were.
They were just two girls from the typing pool.
Oh, yes, I'd heard they were members of staff, and I felt perhaps we could, make better use of them. I'm looking for a couple of personal assistants.
Well, I'm afraid Miss Best has already been taken up by Lord Stilton, Sir Gregory. She has great things ahead of her.
Ah. Well, perhaps if I fobbed down to your office, I could get some details of the other girl, eh?
By all means, come in half an hour. I'm expecting a member of staff any moment. He wants to enroll in the art class for the new session. This is probably him now. Goodbye, Sir Gregory. Come in.
Hello, Miss Whistler. I'm Richard Lamb from the General Assistance Department.
Ah, yes, Mr. Lamb, do come in. You want to join the art class?
I like the way you've decorated your office. One doesn't see many purple and orange walls in the ministry.
I tried to create an oasis of artistic culture in a desert of civil service Philistinism.
Pardon?
What do you think of my paintings, Mr. Lamb?
Oh, I like that one hanging by the door. In the style of Picasso, isn't it?
That is a plan of the ministry drains.
Oh, silly me.
You will have your little joke, Mr. Lamb, but I sense that beneath your whimsical exterior you have an eye for beauty. You are a kindred spirit with a soul thirsting for aesthetic experience.
Well, yes, but I feel quite well in myself.
Now, before we enroll you in the art club, Mr.
Yes?
Lamb, I must ask you about your prowess.
Oh.
Is your equipment adequate?
I think so, but it doesn't get much use.
But you have had some painting experience.
Oh, yes, I painted my landlady's seat. Her garden seat, that is.
Our painting course is frightfully in demand, Mr. Lamb. I think perhaps you might be better placed in the sculpture class. They've always got plenty of room. And working on good hard stone is so much more satisfying than mere canvas.
Sculpture? Oh, yes, I'd be awfully good at that.
Splendid. I'll put you down for the sculpture course starting tomorrow evening.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, tomorrow night is a nude class.
What? I can't turn up at a class without any clothes on. Apart from anything else, where would I stick my hammer and chisel?
You misunderstood, Mr. Lamb. You don't have to be undressed.
Oh.
The lady model is the one in the nude.
But that's worse. A female lady in her skin? I couldn't. It's against all my principles.
Mr. Lamb, you must realize that nudity is not pornographic. The human body is nothing to be ashamed of. Except perhaps in your case.
Couldn't I sculpt a vase of flowers or an orange?
Don't be ridiculous. The naked body is a temple.
Is it?
Good gracious. I'd feel no shame or embarrassment if I was to take off my blouse at this very moment. To cast aside false modesty and run free as nature intends. Mr. Lamb, where are you? Come out from under that desk at once.
Our Clean Up Britain campaign is really catching on, Mildred. Look at this headline in the morning paper. Here.
Obscene plays. Prime Minister to act.
Heel, Sheldon.
Here's today's post, sir.
Right, thank you. Anything important?
And a memo from admin.
Oh, let's have a look. All staff are requested to empty their teapots after use and then stand upside down on the tea tray. Anything from outside, Mildred?
Well, there's this letter from that anti-pornography chap, Lord Shorthouse.
Oh. Thank you. Wonder what he wants. Lord Shorthouse, did you say?
You know, he's always on telly, cursing and swearing about people's morals. Why is he writing to us?
He wants to know what line the government is taking on public decency. Oh, yes, well, Mr. Lamb can deal with that. Where is Mr. Lamb, by the way?
He isn't in yet, sir.
Not in, but it's nearly midday. I've been in for over 20 minutes.
Morning, Ma. Morning, Mildred. Sorry I'm late.
Good grief, too. What have you got there?
It looks like a blooming great block of granite.
It is a block of granite.
Here. Now, look here, too. When the Prime Minister said we had to build a newer, cleaner Britain, he didn't want us to do it literally.
No, this is for tonight, one. I'm going to express myself. Miss Whistler says I can definitely do it, and I'll get more satisfaction if I try it on good hard stone than if I do it on a big of canvas. As long as my equipment's adequate, then it's all right if I keep my clothes on.
I see.
Are you trying to tell us, Mr. Lamb, that you've joined the civil service art class?
Yes. Isn't it exciting?
But why did you drag that granite up here? Couldn't you have left it in the hall?
I wanted to, but the hall porter wouldn't have it.
There's work to be done, and we'd better get on with it. Any minute now, Sir Gregory will be pushing his ugly face round the door and saying...
Not wasting time, are you?
Yeah, that's exactly what the old fool will say. Sir Gregory, Oh, yes. Good morning to you, sir.
Were you talking about me, Lennox-BROWN?
No, sir, he was talking about another old fool.
What?
Look, pay no attention to my colleague, sir. He's suffering from malnutrition.
Ah.
Yeah, hasn't had his 11s as yet.
No, be quiet, all of you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Be quiet, too.
Yes, man. Be quiet, Mildred.
Sorry, sir.
Now then, this clean-up Britain campaign. I hope you're pulling your weight.
Oh, indeed, sir. Yes.
Our country has been polluted for too long by the smut merchants.
Indeed. Yeah.
They've created a cesspool, and it was high time the government stepped in.
Yes.
We must all put our backs to the wheel and stamp out pornography with a firm hand.
Quite, sir. Quite.
Well, I have undertaken an especially arduous task in this connection, so you won't be seeing me for a while.
I'm sorry,
really,
sir.
Scraggly. Well, what exactly will you be doing, son?
I shall be carrying out a fact-finding survey of London strip clubs.
Will that take long?
Well, I've set aside 5 days. I shall force myself to sit through each show at least 3 times to make sure I miss nothing.
Will you be able to stand it, Sir Gregory?
I've never been one to shirk my duty, Lennox-BROWN. These brazen women must be exposed. I mean, think of it. Lewd dancing, suggestive poses, girls showing off their lithe young bodies and shapely legs and
You better sit down, sir. You're trembling.
You've got a funny colour. Shall I get you a glass of water?
Yeah, no, not water. No, I'll take a little brandy from the first aid cupboard.
I'll get it, sir.
You must excuse me. These things make me angry. Yes. Anyway, my report should please Lord Shorthouse.
Ah, yes, well, now we've had a letter from him, Sir Gregory, asking what line is being taken to clean up Britain.
Send him a copy of the government charter on pornography.
Very good, sir. We'll get one from stationery.
And now I've another little job for you two. This brochure issued by the Board of British Tourism. The new edition comes out next week, and there have got to be some changes.
I thought they just reprinted last year's with higher prices.
Well, they use a lot of last year's material, certainly. That's why it's got to be cleaned up.
Cleaned up, Sir Gregory?
Yes, cleaned up. Get rid of the old permissiveness. Look at the cover.
Oh, yes. 2 young ladies in bathing suits.
Exactly. Flaunting their suntanned, well-moulded figures on the beach at Littlehampton.
I say that blonde's shoulder strap is slipping off her shoulders.
What? By Jove, so it is. So it is.
Gregory, you're trembling again, Mark.
Here's your brandy, sir, and you ought to have one of your tablets.
It's an outrage. We want none of that in this year's brochure. Now, here's the Tourist Board's proposed layout. I want you to go through the whole thing and reassemble it, replacing anything that might be offensive. The final layout must be taken to the printers tomorrow.
Well, sir, I think that's tied it all up. Who prints this brochure, anyway?
A firm in Fleet Street. You or Mr. Lamb can pop it along at lunchtime. But there are 1 or 2 little errors to put right first.
Errors?
Yes. This section dealing with the countryside, for instance. Whittling on the Green is a village, Mildred. You've listed it under Old English customs.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, sir.
And that paragraph I dictated about Tar Beach on Sea, it should read, "You'll long remember the fisher folk with their unforgettable songs." You've typed unforgettable pongs.
Well, nobody's perfect, sir.
Yes. By the way, I've selected the new front cover for the brochure. This sepia print of the station hotel at Inverglockey.
Yes, sir.
And another thing, this map of the Lake District shouldn't be tucked away on page 30. We'll put it on page 3, just inside the front cover. See? Under the heading, Britain's Top Tourist Attraction.
Oh, that's clever, sir. It's a jolly good map, isn't it?
Yes, indeed, yes. In fact, we'll print underneath that you can get separate copies for 25 pence.
You're really on the ball today, Mr. Lennox-BROWN.
Well, after years of objective analysis, I think one develops a certain intuitive flair.
Do what?
Oh, never mind. Now, there was something else we had to do. What was it?
Yeah, we had to reply to Lord Shorthouse, sir.
Ah, yes.
I got a copy of the government charter from stationery, but it'll need an accompanying letter.
Yes, well, Mr. Lamb can attend to that. Which reminds me, he's late again. What on earth is he up to?
I hope he hasn't caught his umbrella in the lift gates like he did yesterday. He went up and down 30 times before they could cut him free.
Sorry I'm late, man. Morning, Mildred. Oh, I've had a most terrible time.
You have a hunted look.
It's the sculpture class. I went there last night and they had a lady on the platform wearing nothing but a glassy smile.
Good grief.
Miss Whistler said it would be all right, because it was art. I should feel detached.
And did you feel detached, Mr. Lamb?
No, just sort of loose at the knees. So I sat with my back to the model.
Well done, too. Yes, you did the right thing.
Miss Whistler didn't think so. She said I was upsetting the class and insulting the lady. She told me to leave.
What a liberty.
She gave me a photograph of the model and told me to sculpt from that at home.
You mean an unclothed photograph?
Yes, and when my landlady came in and saw it pinned to my wardrobe, she was furious.
Naturally. So what steps did you take?
Great big long ones. She chased me downstairs with the broom. Now she's given me notice. I've got to find new digs.
Poor Mr. Lamb.
And what's more, Mrs. Bradby won't have this picture in the house. But Miss Whistler wants it back next week, so I've had to bring it here.
Too? You've brought a photo of an unclad female woman to the office?
I'm afraid so.
Well, I'd better have a look at it. As a public duty, you understand.
There you are.
Yes, thank you. It's, she's, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I shall have to study this more closely later. Yes, leave it there, too, will you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I must be off to my club now. Mildred and I have completed the layout for the tourist brochure.
I'll take it off to the printers, sir.
Good. Then there's the charter to go to Lord Shorthouse.
Yeah.
Have it all buttoned up by the time I get back from lunch.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so be long. I'll be back by 2.
Back by 2, indeed. We've heard that before, haven't we? 3:30, you'll come in here and say, sorry I'm 10 minutes late. I had to take brandy with Admiral Gunn. And there'll be us two slaving our fingers to the bone. It isn't right.
That's that done. What's the time, Mildred?
3:30, sir.
Oh, sorry I'm 10 minutes late. I had to take whiskey with General Stone.
Ooh.
What happened to Admiral Gunn?
He went off early. Now, did you get those jobs done?
Yes, sir. I took the brochure to the printers.
And I sent Lord Shorthouse a copy of the government charter on pornography.
Ah, good. Well, I'll just sit quietly and have another look at that photo of yours, and then I'll just toddle off home. I mustn't overtax the system. Where is that vile photo?
It's on the corner of the desk one. I turned it face down, save upsetting the window cleaner.
Yes, here it is. No, it isn't. This is the copy of the government charter that we got from stationery. I thought you sent that to Lord Shorthouse.
I did, but... Well, I sent something to Lord Shorthouse. I remember going to the desk and it was on the corner face down and I... Oh.
Blimey, he's been and gone and sent off that rude picture.
I couldn't have. Could I?
Well, you must have done. It isn't here anymore.
2. Lord Shorthouse wants to clean up Britain and you send him an obscene photograph? A picture of a naked lady?
And we sent a letter with it. Look, here's the carbon copy.
Dear Lord Shorthouse, the enclosed will show you what the government have in mind. All Home Office staff are anxious to get to grips with this.
Oh, Lord Shorthouse will blame Sir Gregory and Sir Gregory will kill us.
Look, we must do something.
Look, I posted the letter on the way to the printers. That was only an hour ago. Perhaps it's still in the pillar box outside.
Ooh, the pillar box. Yes, quick. 2, we'll go down at once.
And if we can't get the letter back there, we'll go to the post office.
Oh, that won't be necessary. No. I'll have a word with the postman when he comes to make his collection. I know how to deal with these people.
Well, let's hope we can get it back here at the post office.
Officious brute, that postman. No tampering with Her Majesty's mail, indeed. As if I'd tamper with anything of Her Majesty's.
Still, you've got to give him credit for honesty. He wouldn't even think about that bribe you offered.
Oh, that's true, yes, just through the 5p in the gutter. Yeah. Well, we'll see what the post office can do.
This must be the man in charge.
Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen. Sylvester's the name. I'm the local ASS.
The ASS?
Assistant Sorting Supervisor.
Oh, yes, good day to you, sir. Good day, yes. Well, now, we're from the Ministry, you see, and we're here to retrieve a letter that was posted by mistake.
Come this way and we'll do our best. It won't be easy. This is London's biggest sorting office, you know.
What are those postmen doing, Mr. Sylvester? They seem to be throwing parcels about and kicking them.
Oh, yes, it's their recreation hour. That's their favourite sport, you know. We call it bash the package.
It's disgraceful. A lot of those packages are bursting open.
No, it is disgraceful. Some people wrap their parcels so badly, the lads can't get a decent game.
What's that enormous machine over there?
Oh, well, that's our electronic sorter. The letters go down the conveyor belts and into that huge aperture, that great gaping mouth always open. We call it Enoch.
An electronic sorter? How marvellous. That must save a lot of labour.
Well, up to a point, you know. We've got to sort them by hand first, you see. Look, I'll show you.
Oh, yeah.
You've got your first-class post and your second-class post, right?
Yes.
Well, I take a bunch of letters at random and see how they're stacked. Now, this one goes on that conveyor belt. That'll take a week.
That's the slow post.
No, that's the quick post. Now, this is second class. That'll go by slow post, you see. This'll go by quick post, and so on. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow.
Fascinating, Mr. Sylvester. Just a minute, stop.
Well, what is it, sir?
That buff envelope going down the fast belt. That's our letter, the one we want.
By George, you better grab it quick.
I'll try and hook it with my umbrella.
No, that's no good. One of you'll have to jump on the conveyor belt.
Well, you heard what the man said, too. Go on.
It's dangerous. Why does it have to be me?
It's your turn. I paid for the bus fares. Go on.
All right, but don't push.
My word, he's fallen in.
Oh, dear me. Can we get him back when he's got the letter?
Oh, dear me, no, it's too late now. Enoch's got him.
Oh, that's enough, too. Don't go on about it. You're back in the office safe and sound. You should think yourself lucky.
Lucky? How would you like to have the seat of your trousers stamped second-class mail?
Be grateful you're still in one piece.
Only just.
Self, self, self. That's all you think about. Well, the whole department's facing disaster because you didn't get that letter back.
Yeah, I've just had Lord Shorthouse on the phone, sir. Our letter's arrived and he's not very pleased.
He got the photo, did he?
No, sir. It's rather puzzling. He says he got a holiday map of the Lake District with a slogan saying, "Why don't you go away?"
What?
Thank heavens we're saved.
Saved? Don't be an idiot. If he got the Lake District map, what did we put in the tourist brochure?
The one we were supposed to clean up.
Oh, I can't stand it, too. There'll be murder done.
LENNOX-BROWN, Lamb.
Oh, Sir Gregory, don't shoot. Don't shout. I mean, I'm prepared to resign, sir, on half pension if need be.
Be quiet, LENNOX-BROWN.
Be quiet, Lennox-Brown.
I have here this year's brochure, published by the Board of British Tourism.
Yeah, that reminds me, sir. Could I take some leave?
Silence, Lamb. By the time I finish with you, you'll be on 4 months' sick leave.
Thank you, sir.
Let us look at this brochure, shall we?
Yes, sir.
On the front is pictured a station hotel. We open the book, and what do we find? What do we find, eh, Lamb?
Page 2?
Page 2, yes, indeed, and also page 3. Staring us in the face is a full-page picture of a nude woman under the heading, Britain's Top Tourist Attraction.
There's been a slight error, Sir Gregory. It should have been a map of the Lake District with caption.
Oh, the captions are there, all right, on the facing page, with arrows pointing at this naked hussy. Just read that one, LENNOX-BROWN.
Why not spend 10 days exploring these lovely corners?
And this one, Lamb. Read it out. Go on.
These twin hills afford infinite joy to the bold explorer.
And that one at the bottom.
To enjoy this glorious spot to the fall, you're advised to take sandwiches. Sir Gregory, We can only kneel and beg forgiveness.
And as if the captions weren't enough, look what's written beneath this unclad girl.
If you'd like one of these to take on your holiday, send postal order for 25 pence.
All in all, sir, I think perhaps we should destroy this at once.
Destroy this?
Yes.
What good would that do? Millions of copies have already been sent all over the world.
And here is the news read by John Curl. Huge crowds of tourists arriving in Britain today were surprised when their British travel brochures were confiscated by customs. Customs men explained that this was the only way they could get hold of copies, as the book has been banned by British authorities. On the stock exchange, the black market price of brochures has now reached £10.50. Meanwhile, postal orders have been pouring in from Arab sheikhs anxious to buy holiday girls as advertised. The Prime Minister told a crowded House that we could not afford to ignore this unexpected source of revenue. And he hoped some women MPs might help. Mrs. Shirley Williams and Mrs. Barbara Castle expressed support, and Mrs. Castle said, "Just give us a couple of shakes and we'll be off."
Ah, Mildred, you're back.
Couple of days in bed usually does the trick. It's me nerves, you see. I can't take these upsets anymore.
Yes, I know the feeling, yes.
I'm surprised to find you still here, sir. Last time I saw you, you were planning to emigrate.
Emigrate? Oh, no, everything's changed now. No, the government discovered that tourist bookings have trebled and they're delighted. Oh. Yes, it's giving the economy an enormous boost.
Well, I never. So now you're the heroes of the hour.
Mr. Lamb has still got to leave his digs.
Ah.
So he's scarcely ever in. Spends all his time peering in newsagents' windows.
Don't worry, everyone. I'm all right.
That's a matter of opinion.
I don't have to leave my digs after all.
You mean Mrs. Bratby's forgiven you?
Yes, it's that sculpture I did. I happened to leave it in her hall.
The naked lady?
It doesn't look like a naked lady. It's modern art, you see. Mrs. Bratby thought I'd given her a hat stand.
So you're back in favour again?
Yes.
Two, I think you should use your newfound skill to carve a new office motto.
A new motto, one? What will it say?
Somebody up there likes us.
In the picture, as the men from the ministry, were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also featured were Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley and John Graham. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor.
Time to meet the men from the ministry. We're off for another spin in government circles with Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham, Pat Coombs, Cass Allen, and the men from the ministry, Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. In Whitehall's General Assistance Department, LENNOX-BROWN and Lamb tackle a wide range of jobs. But they're not alone, of course. They have the assistance of Mildred Murfin, one of that vast army of shorthand typists who prove that modern women won't be dictated to.
Mildred, there are a couple of errors in that letter you typed.
Only a couple? Oh, I'm getting better all the time, aren't I?
Well, at least you stopped typing Dear Sir or Madman. Here, look at this here. In the first paragraph about parliamentary procedure, it should be nightly security checks, not nighty security checks.
I'm sorry, sir.
And this person is the Chief Executive Officer, House of Commons, not the Chief Execution Officer.
Oh, well, you can't win them all, can you? Here, what's this all about, sir? You're actually doing something for the House of Commons?
Yes, that's right, Mildred, yes. Something many people feel is long overdue.
You're going to shut it down?
We're going to shut it... No. We're going to tighten up security. They had some trouble recently, you know. A policeman stopped a shifty-looking man at the door and wouldn't let him in. They nearly came to blows.
And did the man write to the Prime Minister?
No, he was the Prime Minister.
Blimey.
So from next week, people who work there will carry identity passes. And to get a pass, they must fill in a form. And we have to vet their applications.
What a responsibility, sir.
It is, Mildred, it is. Yes, I'm getting precious little help from Mr. Lamb, though. He's scarcely ever in the office these days, and when he's here, his mind isn't. What's going on, I wonder?
Well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Lennox-Brown...
Yes?
I think he's involved with a woman.
No, Mildred, it's Mr. Lamb I'm talking about.
Yes, sir, Mr. Lamb. Well, it's not all that surprising, is it? I mean, he is a normal man. Well, almost. I mean, and it's spring after all.
But this is extraordinary. Mr. Lamb consorting with a female woman of the opposite sex. Well, who is she, do you know?
Yes, sir, it's Sybil Brady.
Sybil Brady?
The canteen lady. Oh, you know, that new supervisor. I was with him the day she started.
Well, what happened?
Well, he just saw her there behind the serving counter with her dumplings steaming in the sunshine. And he come over all unnecessary.
I'm astonished, Mildred.
That's why he's always down the canteen. He has a 3-hour lunch break every day. And he goes for coffee every 15 minutes.
And does she reciprocate?
Only after the shepherd's pie. But you should see them together, sir. Mooning around at a table,
Really?
gazing into each other's eyes. Honestly, it's like Romeo and Juliet at canteen prices.
Come along, Mr. Lamb. Let me give you an extra spoonful of gravy. And a few more roast potatoes.
When you look at me like that, how can I refuse?
Oh, Mr. Lamb, you're such a gentleman. Not like them other rough men who come in here. They're only after one thing.
What's that?
An extra dollop of custard. I knew at once that you was different, you know. Often when we're sitting here together, I get a little pain. Here.
I get a pain there, too.
Do you, Richard? Is it a kind of yearning?
No, I think it's the puff pastry.
Richard, oh, you do love your little joke. What fun we have together.
But now I really must get along to the office. There's a morning's work to be done.
Oh, must you go so soon?
Don't worry. I'll be back for lunch in 10 minutes.
All right, then, but take care and mind you don't overwork.
Papers you wanted, sir.
Thank you, Mildred. You've been very helpful. It is more than I can say for Mr. Lamb here.
Well, I've been making plans for Miss Brady's birthday tomorrow.
You're making a fool of yourself with that woman, you know. You're a sheep in wolf's clothing.
If you're not careful, you'll be getting a naughty reputation, like the permanent undersecretary.
I haven't seen Sir Gregory lately. I suppose he's still chasing Miss Bentwater from the typing pool?
Yeah, that's right, sir, but she's used to it now. When he takes her out, she's learned to eat, drink and be wary.
Time he learned to behave himself. Lecherous old brute.
I want a word with you two.
Good morning, Sir Littery. Sir Gregory.
How are you getting on with that Commons job?
The matter's in hand, Sir Gregory. You can rely on us.
Good. Government security is to be tightened all round.
So I hear, sir. Yes. I gather that MI5 offices are no longer open to the public.
Well, it's not just a matter of locking things up, you know. The Prime Minister's greatly concerned about immorality. Laxness in government staff could lay people open to blackmail.
Are you being blackmailed, Sir Gregory?
Don't be absurd, man. What are you thinking of?
You and Miss Bentwater, sir.
Well, Miss Bentwater from the typing pool is merely a friend. You could call her my protégé.
We could call her that, sir, if you wish.
Now, I intend to clamp down on ministry morals. If I hear any hint of scandal involving a member of ministry staff, the culprit will be dismissed instantly, if not before. Get it?
Got it.
Good.
Well, now I've seen everything. Sir Gregory going all prim and proper. It's like Dracula going on a milk diet.
He's just towing the line. This must be high-level policy. You'd better watch your step with Miss Brady, too.
You needn't worry about us, one. Our behaviour has to be seen to be believed. I'm going to the canteen for a coffee.
Poor Mr. Lamb, he has got it bad. Do you know, sir, I saw Miss Brady kiss him yesterday.
Good gracious, where?
Behind the tea urn. She gave him a peck on the cheek.
Yes, and I see he's carved a heart on his desk with a paper knife.
Miss Brady calls him a little crunchy bar.
She probably means his half-nuts. Yeah. Now then, Mildred, we must get ready to receive these pass applications from the House of Commons people. They've all been given forms, from the Speaker to the cleaning ladies.
How these MPs get the House of Commons in such a state I do not know.
Nor do I, Mrs. Malin. Toffee papers and bottle tops everywhere.
Any rate, I've polished all the benches except for that back one. There's 2 MPs still asleep there.
Oh, yes. They've been there since the last election. Here, have you filled in your pass application?
Well, yes and no. I'm a bit worried because of my baby, see? I bring him here every day and I leave him with the porter. Will I have to have a pass for him?
Oh, yes. Even though he's a baby, you need to fill in a form.
Oh, I have to bring him to work, see, because I've got no husband.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Mr. Malin passed on to a better place, did he?
Yeah, that's right. He went down to Brighton. I don't know where he is now. He never stayed anywhere long. Czechoslovakian sailor he was.
I didn't know they had a navy in Czechoslovakia.
Of course, that was part of the trouble. He could never find a ship.
Shame. Ran off, did he?
Yeah, that's right. Turned out to be a proper dud check.
And left you holding the baby. A bouncing check, eh? Here, what's the baby's name, then?
He was christened Dmitri Vladimir, after his dad.
Fancy that, Dmitri.
I call him Dim, just like his father.
Well, if I was you, dear, I'd fill in separate form for Dmitri. You know how fussy these ministry people are.
We must vet these applications most carefully, too. It's essential that no one's allowed in the House of Commons who could possibly be a security risk.
Well, this one seems all right. Mrs. Florence Doris Malin. Occupation, cleaner. Sex, very seldom.
One of the char ladies, I have put her down for a pass, yes. That next one's covered in ink blots.
You can't read the form at all, but there's a note attached. Sorry I ain't done the form proper, but please send pass like what we was promised.
Oh, dear. Who is that from?
The Minister of Education.
Oh, well, I suppose you'd better have one.
Here's a strange application. Dmitri Vladimir Marlene, occupation none.
Odd name for a nun?
No. It means he hasn't got a job.
Oh, ne'er-do-well, eh? Yes. What was that name? Dmitri Vladimir? Oh, he's probably a dangerous alien.
Yeah, possibly even a foreigner.
Yes, I can imagine his sort. Oh, my word, yes. Might even be a secret agent.
Yes.
Yeah, stamp his form rejected.
I certainly will.
Here, have you heard? Sir Gregory's really serious about this morality campaign. He's just sacked Mr. Woodcock from admin.
What, old Splinters Woodcock? What did he do?
Well, Sir Gregory's accused him of gross moral turpentine. He was lurking in the corridor whistling at the girls in the typing pool.
Oh, sacked, eh? That'll teach him to whistle while he lurks.
Well, you can laugh, sir, but Sir Gregory's really on the warpath. He's clamping down on inefficiency, too. Mr. Pratt's been suspended just for mislaying a couple of warships.
Morning, too.
Ah, there you are, and before you start your 11s, there's a lady on her way here to see you. She just rang. Mrs. Malin.
Mrs. Malin?
She sounded rather cross about something. Ah, this might be her now. Come in.
I'll come in all right. No one's going to stop me. I am Mrs. Malin.
And what is your official capacity?
4 brown ales and a port and lemon. Well, what's that got to do with it?
To do with what?
I am a cleaning operative up the House of Commons, and you flaming well refused my son a pass.
Did we? Well, what's his name?
Dmitry Vladimir Malin.
Dmitry Vladimir, I seem to remember that case. Oh, yeah, we felt we couldn't allow a potentially dangerous foreigner free access to our seat of government.
Dangerous? What do you mean? My son's no trouble to anyone.
We only have your word for that, madam.
You haven't. You can see for yourself.
Good gracious one, there's something moving in her shopping bag.
Here he is. This is Dmitry. And what harm a 1-year-old can do, I don't know.
Good grief, too. It's a baby.
That's right. And seeing as you won't let me keep him with me at work, you can blooming well look after him.
But look after him? What are you talking about? We can't have a baby in the office?
He might start crying and keep us awake.
If he starts crying, you just give him one of these rusks, and here's his jar of strained prunes.
Now, look here, madam. Take that child off my desk at once and be sensible.
I'll take him off your desk at 5 o'clock and not before, and you'd better give him a pass or you'll have him again tomorrow.
But, madam, if you get... Oh, glory. She's gone. This is an ugly situation.
Ugly baby, too.
Yes, well, you hold him. You're better at this sort of thing.
Why me?
Well, you look like a nanny for a start. And besides, this is all your fault. Well, why didn't you spot this baby was a baby when you checked his form?
It's a bit of a problem, isn't it?
It's worse than a problem. It's a crisis. What if Sir Gregory found us with this infant? He'd know we'd dropped a clanger, wouldn't he? I mean, he'd sack us for inefficiency. Yes, he would.
Here, I thought I'd better warn you, Sir Gregory's on his way. Don't cry, Mr. Lamb, he'll soon be gone. Blimey! It's the baby! Where'd that come from?
I suppose the stork must have brought it.
Look, there's no time to explain, Mildred, but Sir Gregory mustn't see him. Now, we'll have to hide the child.
We could put him in the filing cabinet in the big drawer marked B.
B for baby! That's brilliant, sir!
On second thoughts, after what he's just done down my waistcoat, better put him in the drawer marked P.
But never mind which drawer to, just get him out of sight.
Yes. Now behave yourself, Dmitry, and please be quiet.
Here, leave it open a bit, sir, so he's got some air. I'll nip down the canteen for some milk. He can have it later. Whoops! Hello, Sir Gregory. Goodbye, Sir Gregory.
Now then, I want a word with you two.
Yes, well, do come in, sir. What a pleasant surprise.
Oh, stop all that idle chatter, man. Now, this House of Commons job, I hope there have been no slip-ups. I'm glad to hear it. Now, you'll be pleased to know your task has been extended. In future, you'll be involved not just with MP security, but also their general welfare. There's some concern about their mode of life, long hours, rushed meals, and so on. What on earth is that on your desk, lad?
This...
Well, it looks like a baby's rusks.
No, it's toast, sir.
Yes.
Yes, lamb's breakfast, you see. Yes, he comes in early these days and has a working breakfast.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Well, eat up, man. Don't mind me.
Now, Sir Gregory?
Yes, now.
Oh.
You've got to be fit for the challenge of the day.
Thank you, Sir Gregory.
Yes, you can't work on an empty stomach. And what the devil's this?
Ah, yes. Now, those are his prunes, sir. Strained prunes to keep him going.
Really? Then you'd better have them, too.
I'll eat them later, perhaps.
Nonsense, man. Eat them now.
Oh.
Do you good.
Yes.
You've been looking tired and old recently.
Oh, I doubt if there's much we can do about that.
Nonsense. He's sounding younger already. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, sir. MP's welfare. A panel of doctors has prepared a scheme to improve their general health.
I see, sir. Yes.
Their recommendations are in this file, which you'll pass to the Parliamentary Management Committee. Oh, stop fussing, man. It's perfectly simple. What the devil's wrong with you, Lamb?
I don't think the prunes are agreeing with me, sir.
What's going on, Lennox-BROWN? That noise came from the filing cabinet.
Ah, I think perhaps Lamb's drawers need oiling.
Nonsense, man. Let me see. Great heavens! You've got a baby in here.
Have we, sir?
Well, don't tell me you didn't know, Lennox-BROWN.
I must have forgotten, sir.
Whose is it?
Whose baby is this, too?
It's ours, Sir Gregory.
Yours? You mean it belongs to the pair of you?
Yes.
Well, I know you've got a close relationship, but this is absurd.
You don't understand, sir.
Well, get it out of that drawer and explain.
Ah, yes. It's Mr. Lamb's baby, you see.
Mine?
You admit it, then?
Daddy.
Yeah, you see, it's saying daddy, you see.
By thunder, this is the last straw, Lamb. Not only are you an arch failure and inveterate bungler, you are now an unmarried father. Well, you know the penalty for moral laxness.
Just a moment, sir. Just one moment, sir. Now, Mr. Lamb is married.
I am? I am.
Lamb is married?
Yes, sir. To a young lady, you see.
In the ministry?
If you say so, sir.
Well, this puts a different complexion on things. Two newlyweds, eh? This baby looks quite old, though. I hope you're not too newlywed.
I can honestly say I'm not, sir.
Oh. Well, this is all very good for the ministry image. What about a photo for the staff magazine? The happy couple and their baby.
Now, I'm afraid it's just gone to press, sir. Yes, we're too late.
Nonsense! The deadline's today. I'll go and chase up the staff photographer. You get hold of your wife, Lamb, and we'll all meet here in an hour.
What on earth are we going to do? Why did you say I had a wife?
For your sake, too. He was just about to sack you.
But I can't find a wife in an hour.
Oh, it's no use boggling.
No.
You must find someone to pretend she's your wife.
Yeah, what's the matter with Mr. Lamb? There's steam coming out of his ears.
I'm desperate. I've got to find a woman.
He's lost all self-control.
Will you oblige me, Mildred?
You're joking.
Mr. Lamb wants you to pretend to be his wife.
I shall Coco, blooming liberty. I won't be used. You better try your lady love down the canteen.
That's it. Yes, Sybil Brady.
Of course, why didn't I think of that? I'll go and ask her now.
Oh, glory. What a morning I've had.
You, that? What about this poor little baby? There now. Don't you cry. Hush, there's a pretty one. Auntie Mildred's here. I'll tell you what, look, I'll phone me sister. She knows all about babies. She'll tell us how to look after him.
Miss Brady.
Oh, hello, Richard. Have you come for your 11s?
No, I want something else.
What about a nice plate of the spaghetti, then?
No, I don't want spaghetti.
Rissoles.
There's no need to be rude. I want you to be my wife.
Oh, Richard. Oh, and I thought you'd never ask. I should have known once your passions was roused, nothing could damp the flames.
Well, will you?
Oh, yes, Richard, yes. Here, we'll have the reception at the Robin Redbreast tea rooms, and my sister, she'll be a bridesmaid.
Just a minute. There won't be any wedding. We're not actually getting married. I just want you to fulfill the functions of a wife.
What?
I'm desperate, you see. There's a photographer coming, and we're going to do it in the office.
Oh, how dare you!
Don't quibble, Sybil.
I'll teach you to make nasty suggestions like that. You'll have your spaghetti after all. The old pot, right over your head.
Oh, no. Oh, help.
Well, did you phone your sister, Mildred?
Yes, sir. I've jotted down a whole list of rules for looking after babies. Now, he has to have spinach puree and lots of milk, and we must remember to change him.
Well, what's the point? Any other baby would be just as bad.
Never mind. I'll type it all out clearly in a minute.
Oh, thank you very much, Mildred. And I must ask you one more favour, Mildred. You see, now, please help Mr. Lamb by pretending to be his wife. I mean, if you don't, Sir Gregory will sack us all.
Oh, well, now you've explained what it's all about, I suppose perhaps I ought to. But maybe Miss Brady's already agreed.
Oh, dear, what a day.
So, what on earth's happened to you?
Oh, Mr. Lamb, his hair's gone white with worry.
That's not white hair, it's spaghetti.
Oh, come along, too. This is no time to lark around. Wipe that tomato sauce off your face and tell us what happened.
Will Miss Brady cooperate?
I got the impression she won't.
Oh, well, then I suppose it'll have to be me. But it's only for an hour, mind.
Thank you, Mildred, thank you. That'll keep Sir Gregory at bay. Oh, he'll be here any minute with Mr. Armstrong, the staff photographer.
Well, here we are. Come along, Mr. Armstrong. Well, hurry up, what's the matter?
Oh, don't panic, Ducky. I got me equipment caught in the door. Now then, where's the bridal pair?
Well, this is Mr. Lamb, and where's your wife, Lamb?
Sir Gregory, this is his wife, Miss Mildred Murphy.
Miss Murphy? Good Lord. No one told me. When were you married?
This morning, sir.
Well, he means this morning 2 years ago, sir. You see, yes, it's their second anniversary today.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it, Mr. Lamb? Isn't it my angel?
Yes, my little snooky Coombs.
Oh, God, makes you sick.
Well, come along then. Mr. Armstrong will take your photograph. A ministry family group. You hold the child, Lamb.
Doesn't the baby look like his father?
You're looking at the wrong end, Mr. Armstrong. Oh, to hold the child the right way up.
Oh, that's lovely, Ducky. Now, Mr. Lamb, why don't you put the baby's woolly bonnet on?
Oh, very well, if you insist.
No, Petal, not on your head. Oh. On the baby.
Well, I'd better be in the centre of the group. I shall be the child's godfather.
Yes, sir, yes. We've always thought of you as the godfather.
Now then, I want you all to keep still and smile.
I'm very proud of you, Mrs. Lamb.
Do what?
Mildred, it's you. I'm proud of you and your husband. Family life as it should be. One man, one wife, an example to the nation, nay, the world.
Right we are then. Keep still, everyone.
Hello, lover. It's only me.
Sybil, why are you here?
Oh, when I thought about our little tiff, dearest, I realised I was wrong. I'd do anything for you, Richard, anything. After all, I am your wife.
His wife? This is bigamy.
No, sir, it's Miss Brady.
What the devil's going on?
Where is he? Where is he?
Mrs. Malin, what do you want?
I've come for my child. I couldn't do it. I couldn't let you keep my baby.
Your baby, madam?
I am the mother of this child.
Lamb, you lecher.
What?
You unprincipled satyr. 3 wives? Have you no morals at all? Does one woman not satisfy your gross appetites?
Well, I had to do something, only all the other ladies said no at first, but then when Mildred did it, Sybil did it too, and it wouldn't have mattered if the baby hadn't arrived.
Look, shall I take a photo or shall I not?
I think the answer's in the negative.
Sir Gregory, please, Sir Gregory, let me explain from the start.
This had better be good, LENNOX-BROWN.
Yes, sir. Now, it was all a slight mistake, you see.
Oh, dear, I've never seen Sir Gregory so angry.
Lucky no one was hurt when he threw that typewriter.
Only because I ducked. We'll have to get that window mended.
Yes, well, never mind that. What about this other job he was on about? Those recommendations for MP's welfare?
Oh, I sent them off, sir, to the Parliamentary Management Committee.
Oh, well, thank heavens we've done something right. Just a minute. This is the MP's welfare list.
Oh, dear. If that's there, what did you send off to Parliament, Mildred?
Well, the only other list I had was that one I got from me sister. You know, rules for looking after the baby. Oh!
Mildred, you couldn't have sent that. Not to Parliament. They're committed to following our instructions.
Oh, no, she couldn't have done. Could she?
And here is the news read by Brian Martin. In the House of Commons, there's been criticism of new rules brought in by the Management Committee. These are intended to improve MPs' welfare, but many seem unhappy with their diet of spinach puree and gripe water. Members entered the chamber today wearing woolen bonnets and knitted bootees, the Prime Minister in blue and Mrs. Thatcher in pink. Some ministers held teddy bears in front of them, but the Home Secretary had a panda in front and a bear behind. The Speaker closed the debate after half an hour and ordered the members to leave. He said the new rules clearly state the chamber must be emptied frequently.
Cheer up, you two. I brought your post.
Ah, thank you, Mildred. Anything happening in the office?
well, Sir Gregory's down with his nerves again, but they say he'll be out in 6 weeks.
What about Sybil Brady? I hope she wasn't too hurt when I broke it off.
No, she's all right. She's marrying the attendant from the men's washroom. Of course, it's just a marriage of convenience, really.
Come along, miss. Visiting time's over now.
I'll see you next week, then. Hope you're not too cold in here.
Well, it is a bit chilly. But one thing about the Tower of London, it's full of interest.
Muddling through as the men from the Ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also feature were Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham, Pat Coombs and Cass Allen. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor.